So I think to start off with, we're going to just do a quick introduction, and perhaps you can give your name, your organization, and a little bit about what your proposal is.
Great.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, so my name is Dennis Quiren, and I work for California Forward. So California Forward is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization. We're funded by 5 major foundations in California who a few years ago realized that if you care about public education and public safety and good roads and everything that government does, you're only going to get so far until you fix our government system. So they designed a strategic plan process that led to California Forward, the organization. So in 2008, we officially formed. Last year, we played a lead role with Prop 11, which was the initiative that passed redistricting. And right now, we're in the middle of sort of the final stages of drafting a couple of ballot initiatives. And so there's basically 2 initiatives that we're looking at. There's a number of different items underneath each of those. One of them is constructing a budget process that applies lessons learned and works with best practices. And there's about 5 components to that. One is a pay-as-you-go proposal. The second is basing budgets on results. A third is using one-time revenues wisely. And a fourth is 2-year budgeting. And then the 5th component of this is lowering the vote threshold from 2/3 to simple majority for passing a budget. So that's obviously different than budget and taxes, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. And the second proposal that we're looking at running in a couple of weeks would propose to bring government closer to the people. So there's a couple of main components to that. One is protecting local revenues. So a lot of you have heard how in the sort of the budget kind of process, one component was borrowing money from local governments. So we would say money that is levied locally would be protected from being borrowed. And then a second component of that, of the Government Closer to the People initiative, is to create a community charter. So that would allow for any county, city, or school district, or any combination of sort of multiples of those that have overlapping jurisdictions, to come together, identify some specific problems in there, in those jurisdictions, develop a community plan, and then have the possibility to, with a simple majority vote, raise up to 1 cent in sales tax to help fund that plan. So the idea there is to foster local collaboration amongst local jurisdictions, so cities and counties and school boards, and to provide some more money as an incentive for folks to work together to pay for some local services. This isn't mandatory. It's something that should configurations of those districts want to get together to sort of figure this out, they could. So that's a key distinction there. And so the last thing I'll say about the plan that we're proposing, and we'll get into strategies for fixing the state in a second, the way that we see it, and I think a lot of you would agree, we've been in a big budget crisis now for a number of years, but it's been highlighted in the public's eye for about the last 18 months or 2 years. And what this has done has created and sort of helped further this thinking that the general public has that state government isn't working. So there's no trust. There's no trust in government. And this is something that has always been bad, and it's gotten a lot worse. And our premise of all of this stuff is, until you can stop the hemorrhaging, right, stop this, just the crisis that's happening, we'll never be able to have the conversation about other things that are critically important. And that includes the real conversation around taxes, around spending priorities, and a lot of things. So, there has to be a level of trust in government that doesn't exist currently in order to have some of these bigger conversations. We believe that our proposals would take advantage of this window right now. It's sort of the silver lining of the crisis, right? People want change, and they want change now. And we've been working on this for 2 years. We're going to take it to the ballot, and hopefully in November 2010 we'll see some results. So, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.